Welcome to the Lane Community College Math Placement Test Orientation video. We are glad you have chosen LCC to pursue your academic goals. In this video, I will inform you of important features of the testing process here at LCC. As part of the class enrollment process at LCC, you are required to take a math placement test if it has been more than 1 year or 4 terms since you completed a college math course successfully. Make your appointment to take the placement test well in advance of your registration time. The busiest testing periods are summer before fall term and during any new student academic advising session. I'd like to talk to you about the importance of this test and how it is used at LCC. The purpose of the placement test is to determine your current level of mathematical knowledge. The results of the test will determine which math courses you are ready to take at LCC. It is important to take the test seriously so you test into the proper level of math course. Testing into a math class below your ability can mean taking extra math classes that you didn't need. On the other hand, it is also not beneficial to test into a math class you are not prepared for. Testing into the proper math class is one part of a successful start at LCC. In this presentation, we will explain how the math placement test is administered, how to prepare for the test, and the implications of testing. First, I will explain the administration of the placement test, which includes how the test is set up and where to seek assistance with accommodations. The math placement test is administered in the testing office, which is located in room 116 in Building 1, the Student Services Building. Building 1 is on the west side of campus near the bus station. It is the building with large windows and a curved roof like a ski jump. Go in the building and walk through the lobby on the first floor. Follow the signs to the testing office. The math placement test is a computer-based test with no time limit, although most students complete the test in 90 minutes. This means that once you start the test, you can take the time you need to work through the questions. The placement test is a sampling of some key concepts covered in prerequisite math classes and consists of the basic test, or arithmetic and algebra test, which places students into Math 10 to Math 111 and covers basic arithmetic, advanced arithmetic, introductory algebra, and intermediate algebra. And the general test, or college-level math test, which places students into Math 112, calculus, or statistics. The placement test can be taken at any of LCC's campuses, Eugene, Cottage Grove, and Florence. Appointments are needed to test in Eugene and Florence. Tests are scheduled at 9 a.m., 11:30 a.m., and 2 p.m. on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays, and 9 a.m. and 11:30 a.m. on Thursdays and Fridays. Appointments to test are not needed in Cottage Grove, where tests are administered until 9 p.m. There is no cost to take the placement test, and you must have an L number in order to register to test. When registering to test, you may be offered a standby appointment if all appointment times are full. Standby appointments are not guaranteed test times. If you make a standby appointment, you will be able to test if another student does not show up to their appointed test time. Once you have registered to test, the testing office will review your academic background to advise you on which math placement test to take. You can retest as soon as the next day after testing. If you do not achieve your goal on the second try, you should take the recommended course. After the second try, you must wait 3 months before retesting again. Some individuals may need assistance with the placement test. If you have a documented disability, we will work with you and Disability Resources to provide you with approved accommodations. Disability Resources can be contacted at 541-463-5150 or disabilityresources@lanecc.edu. If you are an English language learner, you are encouraged to use a translation dictionary on the placement test. Dictionaries in a variety of languages are available in the testing office. Now I will explain to you how to prepare for the placement test, what to expect when testing, and how to interpret your results. Reviewing before taking the math placement test is strongly encouraged. Math review sheets may be purchased at the LCC bookstore or downloaded online from the Math Division website at no charge. Click on Programs and Math, follow the link on the left to Math review sheets. Instructions for the math review sheets are listed here, and the sheets may be found below. In addition, you may review on the Math Placement Prep Moodle site or watch instructional videos on the Math Media Resources Moodle site. These can be found by clicking on Moodle from the LaneCC webpage, clicking on Students, and down to Programs and Groups. The 2 pages are listed alphabetically here as Math Media Resources and Math Placement Prep. As previously mentioned, the math placement test has various sections. Depending upon a student's background, students generally start with the basic test in Test A, then do tests B and C if they are doing well. Alternatively, students can start with the general test in Test E1, then do tests E2 and F if they are doing well, or start with G, then do H and I. For tests A through E2 and H and I, answering 7 out of 10 questions correctly moves you to the next higher test. Answering fewer than 7 out of 10 questions correctly will move you to a lower test. For tests F and G, answering 14 out of 20 questions correctly moves you to the next higher test. Answering fewer than 14 out of 20 correctly will move you to a lower test. You can get help choosing which test to start with at the testing office. Calculator usage is different for each part of the placement test. You are not allowed to use a calculator on most of the math placement test, so it is beneficial to review and study for the test without using a calculator. For tests A through E2, no calculators are allowed. For test F, a scientific calculator is allowed. For tests G, H, and I, a graphing calculator is allowed. If you are taking a test where a calculator is allowed, you can use your own calculator. You will be provided with scratch paper and pencils, and you are encouraged to work the problems on the scratch paper. The testing room is monitored by testing office staff during the test. Cell phones must be turned off, and no food or drink are allowed in the testing room. At the end of the test, you will receive a summary of your scores on the sections of the placement test you took, as well as the classes you are able to register for. Results from taking the placement test are entered into your academic record no later than the next day. Your scores on the placement test expire after 4 terms, just as prerequisite classes expire after 4 terms. For more information about the placement test, contact the testing office at testingoffice@lanescc.edu or 541-463-5324. For more information about the Math Review Sheets, Math Placement Prep Moodle site, or Math Media Resources Moodle site, visit the Math Division website at www.lanescc.edu/math. Welcome to LCC and good luck on the placement test.